local, late breaking. This is Newswatch 12 this morning.
Good morning. The time is 6 o'clock on October 28th. Welcome to Newswatch 12 this morning. You're taking a live look at Mount Shasta from the Mount Shasta Resort. I'm Danny Stepanovich, but first we want to turn over to Storm Tracker 12 meteorologist Sarah Kress. Sarah, what can we expect today?
Today we can expect a very chilly start to your day. We're not dealing with as many areas of low clouds and not really seeing some fog this morning into our west side valleys like we were dealing with yesterday. But here's a look out at talent from the Camelot Theater, and in general, I'd say the bigger picture or the bigger story of this morning definitely are those cool temperatures, because we're lacking most of those low level clouds. Temperatures into our west side valleys are dropping, and we're likely going to be into the 30s as you're getting ready to head out the door. So if you're not a fan of those chillier temperatures, I definitely would recommend heading out to start your car earlier if you can, especially for areas east side. But here's a look at our current visibility. Not really seeing any big impacts to that this morning. So your typical morning, if you are running a little bit late, you don't have to factor in any of the extra time for fog. But current temperatures, especially areas over east side, that's where we're feeling the coldest. 20s and teens right now. 29 at Klamath Falls, Lakeview at 23, Montague at 30 this morning, Medford and Grants Pass at 39, seeing lots of 30s into our west side valleys. But along the coast, it is a little bit warmer this morning compared to where we were sitting yesterday, and it's still feeling chilly, but we do have the possibility maybe for a sprinkle if you are along the coast this morning. Now, areas inland, expect that chilly start to your day, but by the time you're heading home, temperatures do rebound a bit and it'll be feeling a bit mild. Skies will be bright. Overall, a very fall-like day. Great to head outdoors into your afternoon, maybe with a light layer on as well. Around the rest of the region, those high temperatures will be feeling a bit more comfortable compared to yesterday if you're not a fan of those chillier temperatures. Taking those high temperatures into the 60s in a few areas, even east side, and 60s into Northern California, with 60s as well along the coast, with decreasing clouds throughout your day. Out tomorrow, we are tracking a weak front that'll move through, bringing the possibility for some showers overnight tonight and into tomorrow morning. The rest of the week is looking pretty dry, and that is including your Halloween. So I'll have a closer look at what you can expect in the days to come coming up in your next forecast.
Thanks, Sarah. We start with Governor Kotek, who is demanding immediate action from the USDA to protect SNAP benefits for Oregonians. The push comes just days before more than 750,000 Oregonians could lose access to benefits. Kotek and other state leaders sent a letter to the USDA urging them to utilize contingency and reserve funds to guarantee November SNAP benefits go uninterrupted. The letter stresses the impacts on those who need food assistance as well as the rural businesses that rely on SNAP dollars. In that letter to the Secretary of Agriculture, Kotek said in part, the ongoing federal shutdown has created unacceptable uncertainty for families, children, older adults, and communities across Oregon. Hunger should never be a consequential part of political stalemate. And in our School Watch coverage, we're continuing to follow the Medford School Board's decision to choosing a firm that will help find the district's next superintendent. At yesterday's meeting, there was some discussion of holding off on choosing a firm and keeping their interim superintendent. However, the school board ultimately decided to move ahead with the process in selecting a firm. The school board selected McPherson and Jacobson as the firm that will help find the district the next superintendent. Through all the evaluations, McPherson and Jacobson had the highest scores. And Republican state lawmaker Christine Drazen is throwing her hat into the ring once again, announcing that she will be running for governor of Oregon. Drazen narrowly lost in 2022, falling just 3 percentage points behind Kotek. During her announcement speech, Drazen said her priorities for the state include cutting taxes, raising student test scores, helping police, and supporting people who are getting clean and sober. There has not been a Republican governor in Oregon since 1987. The last Republican governor was Victor Ataya. While Oregon has largely been run by Democratic governors in recent years, the office has been pretty split when it comes to political affiliation. Since Oregon became a state in 1859, it's had just 17 Democratic governors, 20 Republican, and 1 independent. And Ashland's food and beverage tax has helped pay for everything from park improvements to major street repairs. Now city officials are considering whether it could do even more. Newswatch 12 Samantha Cadera has more on why the council is exploring changes and what that could mean for residents.
Ashland leaders are weighing how the city's food and beverage tax should be used moving forward. It brings in millions for infrastructure and parks, but there's growing debate over whether the rules should change to better support community needs. Here's where discussions stand.
We're limiting what we can do for the parks that we have now by tying our hands with this, as it's written now, to only be expended in capital, for capital use.
The food and beverage tax adds 5% to restaurant bills in Ashland, generating roughly $3 million every year. Most of that money now funds major infrastructure and capital improvements. Some leaders argue parks are facing rising operational costs and need more support to keep up with community use.
So Councilor Duquesne and I basically asked for discussion to be had around the food and beverage tax and what the future of that looks like. The issues that we have with parks is the increasing operational costs, and they can't use that money for that purpose.
Councilor Dylan Bloom wants the tax to help offset water rate increases tied to the city's new treatment plant, while also giving parks a dedicated funding stream for operations. Others want the tax made permanent and possibly shifted more toward parks.
So I felt that it was important that we include the community in this, right? I mean, at the end of the day, we're going to be asking for their vote to be able to change this.
Next steps include gathering input from residents through a town hall expected in winter. Leaders hope public feedback will help guide how any ballot measure is shaped. The food and beverage tax is set to expire in 2030 unless voters choose to extend it. Councilors plan to finalize ballot language well ahead of that deadline. Reporting in studio, I'm Samantha Cadera.
Into a crime alert, approximately 150 pounds of foreign-produced pharmaceutical products were seized in a traffic stop, leading to the arrest of 2 people. The Weed Police Department says they believe these products were illegally imported into the U.S. Both the driver and the passenger of the vehicle were arrested for possession and transportation of a controlled substance and were lodged at the Siskiyou County Jail. The FDA warns against the use of foreign-produced pharmaceutical products as they may contain harmful contaminants, including fentanyl. And several local fire agencies are keeping their skills sharp with various training exercises. Medford Fire Department practiced their ventilation basics as well as new techniques on the vent prop at Station 14. Ventilation involves strategic cutting to re-release heat and smoke, allowing crews to locate anyone in the building and put the fire out. This requires knowledge of common construction practices and coordination with other crew members. And the Jackson County Fire District 5 and Ashland Fire and Rescue also teamed up for air management training. This exercise focuses on continuous movement during fire drills until each air tank was empty. This helps firefighters understand their limits and how to safely manage air supply in a real emergency. And new this morning, wishing good luck and safe travels to our Phoenix High School FFA students and their advisor, Melissa Madsen. The group is heading to Indianapolis for the 98th National FFA Convention and Expo. The event's goal is to celebrate agricultural education, engage in leadership development, and explore career opportunities in agriculture. Students will participate in workshops, competitions, and network with industry professionals. And over the weekend, the Monster Mash Glow-in-the-Dark Carnival was a success for the Klamath Union Digital Media team. Elementary students from across Klamath Falls filled the cafeteria with music, costumes, and games to support KU's digital media program. The annual event is the program's biggest fundraiser of the year, helping students earn money for summer trips and hands-on learning experiences. And looking ahead to Halloween, CAL FIRE Siskiyou says pumpkin carving injuries are more common than you think. More than 1,500 Americans end up in the ER every year while getting those jack-o'-lanterns ready for Halloween. Here are the safety reminders they're sharing. Set up your pumpkin in a well-lit, stable spot. Use carving tools from a toolkit instead of long kitchen knives. Cut away from your body, work slow and steady, and keep your hands and tools dry. To light your jack-o'-lantern, skip the candles, glow sticks, or battery lights. Keep the spooky vibe without the fire risk. And if you have a trick-or-treater heading out on Friday night, the American Red Cross is reminding parents and guardians to take precautions to ensure a fun and safe Halloween. Trick-or-treaters should carry lights to both see their path and be seen by drivers, especially when crossing the street. They should also keep to sidewalks if available and avoid walking in the street. If you're handing candy out, turn on outdoor lights and make sure you have a clear path to your porch. For more safety tips, you can head over to KDRV.com.
plan this morning, taking a look outside. It's chilly, but into your afternoon, it is going to be feeling rather nice. Expect a milder afternoon, but we will be keeping a close eye on the skies overnight tonight because we do have the possibility for a weak system to move in, and that is going to bring the chance for showers. And along with that, we'll be staying dry for the rest of your week. But a closer look at your next few days, like I mentioned, overnight tonight, we're going to see that system move in, bringing lighter showers, areas along the coast and into our west side spots, drying out quickly for your Thursday, seeing a mix of sunshine and clouds, and then ending out your week on the drier side, including your Halloween. So I'll have a closer look at what you can expect in the days ahead coming up in your next forecast. So check in right back here in 7 minutes.
And still ahead this morning, Hurricane Melissa intensifies into a Category 5 storm as it approaches Jamaica. And a new Washington Post investigation shows cancer rates are rising fast in the Midwest, how farm pollution could be having an impact ahead in our Health Watch. Thanks for starting your day off with Newswatch 12. You're taking a live look at Gold Beach from Jerry Rogue's Jets. Have a great Tuesday morning.
You're watching Newswatch 12 this morning. Live, local, late breaking.
Newswatch 12 brings you Foodie Frenzy, where local restaurants offer our viewers $50 in food vouchers for half off. This Foodie Frenzy is sponsored by Black Barn Kitchen and Deli. Go to kdrv.com/deals to buy now.
Protect your home with SOS Alarm.